Hi guys, and welcome back to Antimatter Dimensions. So once again, we're going to go through this, and we have now unlocked the 7th dimension, so we've almost got all 8, and it's pretty fast now, so now I've got 10 of these, and I can already get that. And now we're up to the tick speed upgrade, and the next one. And now we're on the 3rd dimension. And the numbers are just getting bigger each time. We've nearly got 10 of these, now we're gonna get 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm saving up for that. And the grind to 1,000,000 is faster now. So the early game will keep getting faster, and at some point I'll have to show you this trick to buy everything quickly, but at the moment we don't need that. Okay, 4th dimensions. Man, back in the first episode this took like 10 minutes. And now we're there in like 1 or 2. Okay, now I have 10 4th dimensions, so we're going to get these 2nd dimensions. And although this early game is a lot faster, I know that later in the dimension shift is always slowest. So I have to do one more of these dimension shifts, but then I'll unlock the 8th dimension, the game will change a little bit. There's actually no way to have a lot of 8 dimensions. There's no 9th dimension, but as you'll see later on, the Heavy Pel, has a way to, simulate there being more dimensions. I'll explain when I get there. That's much later. We need to get like E1100 antimatter. So there's this achievement for getting to E80. Just, infinity is E308, but there's this weird bug where until you break infinity, which will happen at some point, any number that's bigger than infinity will just say infinite. Like here, reach infinite IP. It's actually 1E20,000. Wow, look how many 5th dimensions I have. Yeah. So, I'm going really fast through the early game. And hopefully, well, I know I won't keep this momentum, but, hopefully it gets even faster, and sooner or later I'll unlock the last dimension, and unlock a couple of new features, and eventually even this, and then this bar will get to the end at some point, and then the next thing to unlock, well, it's a lot of things are unlocked when this bar gets to the top. By a lot of things, I mean like 2 new buttons here, and there will start being sub-tabs under a lot of these things. So we're already up to 100 million. Wow, in about 5 minutes or something, we're already almost at where we ended the first episode. And we're already buying the second batch of fourth dimensions, and we haven't taken 26 minutes, have we? But I know this is going to get slower. So I might have to fast forward. But another thing I wanted to talk about this episode, I'll just finish this first, is that the achievements, they have these memes. This guy clearly likes memes. For example, this is Trump. I know you can't see it. This one's really Trump, but that one isn't in the main game. The ninth dimension is a lie. The ninth dimension is sort of this game's own meme. Oh, I should have bought a sixth dimension. It's fine. I'll get that. Let's look at more memes. This is Obama, this is Shrek. Another thing is, this achievement itself is funny. I don't really want to spoil it for you, but so sometimes it can say infinite when it means the actual infinity, but it usually means some bigger number. Like, for example, in this achievement, it means the actual infinity. This one is the same. I'm not going to say what EP is, but basically it's eternity points, but I'm not going to say what they do. And we're still in the trillion, so we sort of have momentum, but it's always slow towards the end of a dimension shift, especially the 7th and 8th one. Like when you have 7 or 8, it's really slow towards the end. It's crazy. So it's not that slow. You can probably get past each one in about an hour. But I'll have to do a lot of fast forwarding, and it might take 2 or 3 episodes to get through the whole thing. Not each of them, but that whole slow area. And then we'll get that, and the game will speed up. There'll be a grind to get to the second one, but then when you get the second one, the pace really starts to pick up, and then after that, after this, you just sort of have to get the pace to like go. It just sort of goes slow then fast and slow then fast. Depending, like when you unlock a new upgrade, it will go fast and then it'll slow down again, and you'll feel like you're stuck, and it will unlock the next upgrade. This happens way more later on. Like at the stage around the stage that I'm at. Like in my main game, but it's basically how this game is. Like this first part is sort of slow. Thing is, Heavy Pell is really, he knows what he's doing. He really knows how to get you hooked. He just throws in new unlocks. And not only that, but this game is so well balanced. He really knows what he's doing. Wow. So, a lot of these points, if you go back, you'll see that they were really slow before. And now they're not as slow. The pace is really starting to pick up from these things. But of course, the requirements also get higher. So, you can't exactly say it's fast. Because it's not going to be fast for a little while. Of course, I could be going a lot faster, but because I have to record the individual episodes, I'll have to play more slowly. Once I get a bit further in my main game, I'll be able to focus more on this, and then I'll start some other games. And we are almost to the stage where we can get our first 7th dimension. We're getting close to finishing this first row of achievements, which will give us a 1.5 times bonus. Okay, not a luck-related achievement. Shows picture of a luck. Oh, this guy is so funny. That's Rick and Morty. There are a lot of really funny jokes. And, that's Sonic, I guess. That looks like a classroom. That's probably Ronnie Coleman. I thought this was some kind of creature, but then, I heard it was from Star Wars. This achievement doesn't exist, that's just weird. I'm guessing this is Heavy Pell. This is Einstein. One of these is Stephen Hawking. Oh yeah, that one. This guy's a bird. This guy's Barack Obama. I guess these are replicanti. This is a magician. And this is a hot girl. Okay, let's get these 7th dimensions. Wow, look how many 6th dimensions we have. Again, we're gonna have an impressive number of 6th dimensions. Just like before, we had an impressive number of 5th ones. Before that, we had an impressive number of 4th ones. It just goes layers back. Then you can have an impressive number of 7th ones, but you can't really get that many 8th ones. You can get quite a lot. Like, I have like 18,000 in my game, but you can't get like a whole lot. Like, you can't just generate them like this. That's out of the question. Okay, so we're at quintillions. We got to sextillions last time. We made a total of 1.57 septillion. So we're not there yet. But, I wouldn't say it's exactly fast anymore. It's always the very end that's the slowest. But another slow part is around E1790. You will see why that is. Oh, trust me, you'll see why. You basically have to do a long run, you'll see why. So I'm telling you all of these little things sort of slowly opening up about the future, but not giving you any spoilers. I want to keep you, like, excited. Or at least that's just my excuse for saying all these things, but I guess it's actually true now that I said it. I actually think it's true. And this is clearly getting slower. I mean, the next thing costs 10 sextillion, and we're basically stuck at 3 sextillion. We did unlock the 7th dimension, though. That should help. Achievements. Trust me, we will start getting some of these. Yeah, these will happen in the near future. These will happen in the nearer future. And this one will happen next, which will give us a 1.5 times bonus from here. Each row we complete gives us a multiplicative 1.5 times bonus, which later in the game is basically useless. But at the moment it can help significantly. Not significantly, but it can be nice. Come on, we're almost back to where we left last time. The early game's clearly a lot faster, but I know for a fact it's gonna get slow. And now the grind to this tick speed upgrade isn't as harsh as the last one. Like sometimes you go through gaps when you have no dimensions, and then sometimes you have a lot of dimensions you can afford on the next thing, and it just gets faster. So I'd almost be able to afford an 8th dimension at this point. But we haven't unlocked it. So, yeah. Now this costs 2033. The notation changes a little bit. You could set it to not change, but then you'll get crazy stuff. Like, I don't know if I can show you because I haven't broken infinity yet, but you'll see what that is, and if we remember, if you and I remember, I can show you what I mean. This notation is just simpler. Like it's more elegant. Like you can, like, we can just use it for numbers as big as we want. We don't have to invent new words. You know? We just have to invent the numbers and then we're good to go. Like this is much simpler. Of course it's silly to use it for small numbers, but for example, if this number was written out as a long one, it would be hard to tell exactly how many digits it had. Okay, 10 septillion for the next tick speed upgrade. And we're getting there. We need a nonillion to finish this run. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go, and now we... How many times did I say there we go? Okay, plat. Wowers. We have so many septillion. We're working on getting these things. We're almost octillion. Might have even made in one. Yeah, we've made a total of an octillion antimatter. And There we go, we're about to spend 1 octillion on a tick speed upgrade. That looks like we've got a gap where there are no dimensions we can afford. We've got a long grind to 10 octillion. But okay. So if you want to, you can just skip to the end of the last episode to see how much antimatter I have. I really should have said this in episode 1, but I'm saying it now just in case you, like at the moment as I'm recording this, you just are on episode 1 and then you do that trick and then you see me saying that. And then you'll, in the future, you'll just take a look at episode 100 and see that I have like E640,000 antimatter or something. That'll be cool. There are a lot of news stickers. How did you find this one? I'm just gonna read the news because this is boring. Can we get 169 likes on this video? Smash that like button. Is that just a 69 joke? Or, is it like just a big number? I don't know. Nice. There are a lot of... Oh, that one again? What a coincidence. Octillion. So we're almost done with this. A new chat server has been created for antimatter people to spy on matter people, and the world has fallen into chaos and discord. What? Heavy Pill's weird. No, he knows what he's doing. He's really good at making incremental games, but he's weird. This antimatter triggers me. What? I guess that's like supposed to be a reference to something else. I don't know. Hi, Billy Mays here for the Antimatter Dimensions game. The new, easier way to waste time. Oh yeah. Criminal games are known for that. We got a little bit of a grind to get several nonillion, but it doesn't look too bad. It feels like we spent less than 25 minutes on this, which is how long the first 2 episodes were. The last episode just had a lot of cuts. School starting up strikes fear in students universe-wide. Exactly. Except for this holiday when I really wanted to go to school, as schools are no longer segregated between matter and antimatter. Annihilation is prominent. What? Yeah. I finally get to go back to school. Don't get me wrong, I don't like school, but this is an exception. Antimatter has been found on the moon, and the moon also doesn't exist. Is it like because it got annihilated? Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're getting these 7th dimensions, and we're almost done with this dimension shift. And in the next episode, we'll get an 8th dimension and do our first dimension boost. And in the episode after that, I'll show you dimensional sacrifice. And we'll hopefully be at 1E70 antimatter. Then in the episode after that, we're almost at 10% here. We will make a little bit more progress. And then in a few episodes later, we'll finally get to that. It has been scientifically proven ages ago that cats made of matter are assholes. We have good news because cats made of antimatter are still assholes. What? Okay, finally. Dimension shift. So again, guys, I'll see you all later. Bye.